Hello and welcome to Channel's Book Club. I am Olakule Kasumo. Letters to the Grammarians is a memoir that narrates the experiences of its author, Dipo Kalejaiye, while he was a student at African Church Grammar School, Akpata, Ibadan, southwest of Nigeria. The memoir is a collection of letters written by Kalejaiye to a few of his ex-classmates as a way of reminding them of the good old days and preserving interesting memories. The book actually reads like a collection of stories, and whether or not you ever attended African Church Grammar School, Ibadan, you can enjoy those stories. Dipo Kalejaiye is a professor of performing arts and culture, a poet, playwright, and a winner of the James D. Phelan Award for Playwriting. He joins us to chat about his book and things related. Prof, nice to have you on Channel's Book Club.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm glad to be here.
This is a memoir. Your book is a memoir, right?
It's a short memoir, yes.
Letters to the Grammarians.
That is correct.
And I like what you did with it. Writing letters. You wrote letters
Yes.
to your old schoolmates.
Yes.
And you used their nicknames to address them.
That's correct.
You know, for instance, there was Pentagon, and then there was Aramco,
Yes,
and then
yes.
there was Alampaka,
And Pi Lisi.
and Pai Lisi,
Yes.
and a host of them like that.
That's correct, yes.
For me, the neutral reader, it read like a collection of short stories.
Okay.
You know, each narrative, each letter read like a short story.
Yes.
Because that was about the account, a particular account you had with each person.
That is correct.
Very creative. What went through your mind when you decided to write a memoir like that?
Well, it's a short memoir. I wrote this memoir when I was living in the United States. I was living in the state of Maryland in the U.S. And I was busy with another creative work. But I had challenges with that creative work. So I decided to stop and come to this. I had been talking to my wife about my secondary school days and the fact that it was very exciting. It was a very exciting time. So, and then she really loved the different stories. And then after a while, I said to myself, you know what? It isn't good to anyone in your head. Why don't you just put it down?
Well,
so I identified 9 different classmates, actually 8. The 9th person, the 9th letter in the book was a letter to Young Olowe. Young Olowe was my senior in the secondary school.
Yeah.
So that was the 9th and the last letter. But the other 8 letters were letters to former classmates. And I decided to use their nicknames in order to protect the innocent, as they say.
No, it was pretty interesting. First of all, you have to have a very sound memory. Is that correct? You do remember a lot of, because there were a lot of details.
I wanted to, I'll be honest with you, I wanted to remember 30. We were 30, 35 in the class at the time, I believe so. And then I said, oh, no. You want to be honest. You said it's a memoir, and you can't lie. Just try to remember as many as you can. And only 9 came to my head.
Well, 9.
And I said, I'm not going to try to remember 30, but 9 is just fine. So I set down the events surrounding these 9 individuals, including the last one in the book, which is a letter to Young Olowe. Of course, he was a very old, well, to us at the time, he was a very old man because he'd been to teacher training and all that. So, and he would come to school smoking cigarettes. And we were just young little boys then. So when we used to tease him that he was old, he would say he was young. And then I said, look, that settles it. Let's just call him Young Olowe. He's not old, he's young.
Your own nickname was Kalu.
I don't know how they got that.
Which became Kalu Agaga.
Yes. I don't know how they got that.
It's not bad for, we're talking about the 1970s.
No.
60s.
60s. It better not be 1970s.
Yeah, 1960, of course. 1960s. That's not bad. You remembered 9.
Yes, 9. I was trying to remember everything about everybody, then I said, no, I know I can't. let me be honest with myself and the reader, and actually I remembered 8.
I mean, I left secondary school much more recently, as you can guess.
Yes.
And you know, we had this WhatsApp group we formed,
Yes.
you know, for my class, with my classmates.
Yes.
And for a while, it was a struggle remembering a lot of them.
Yes.
And reading this, for you to have narrated so many details like that, I was really impressed with your memory.
Yeah, well, you know, when as a poet and a playwright, I've been working in this area for a while. I've written some plays and poetry, you know, and it's just part of the creative process. A writer is a keen observer of reality. And what do I mean by that? A writer walking in the street, for example, will see what you don't see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because, I mean...
that is what...
she has to be detailed.
He has to be... A writer is detail-oriented and, like I said earlier, a keen observer of reality. In other words, a boy walking down the road. You just see a boy walking down the road. A writer now sees more details about the boy or the girl walking down the road.
For the writer, the road is either tarred or untarred, with trees or flowers beside, you know, running down the road, or so, with the sky blue or heavy with rain.
That is true. I remember a play I wrote called The Father of Secrets, and there was a story about a Yoruba Babalawo who wasn't actually a real one. He was a fake, so to speak.